Quantum leap. And I don't know if anybody remember. Jake, you ever see Quantum Leap? Oh, Jake, see, he's a youngster. Never heard of Quantum Leap. Probably one of the best shows ever, okay, on TV. And Quantum Leap, I think the actor was Scott Bakula was his name. And he would jump around in time, if some of you remember that show. He would jump around in time. He was caught in a quantum leap, where he would go back in the past into these weird scenarios. Well, when he was in the past, what would happen is his friend, I think his name was Al, or was Al's name the No, I think it was Al. Oh, Ziggy was the computer. What the hell is this guy talking about? That's what you're asking now. Al was his buddy from the future, and Ziggy was the name of the computer that kind of was in the show he was stuck in the middle of this computer, basically. But when Al would come from the future, if you remember the show, there would be a door that would open. It would be a big bright light. This door would open, and Al would walk through from the future, right? And then what would happen is the door would close behind him, right? What you're probably asking, what the hell is he talking about? That's a HIPAA special enrollment. That's an open enrollment. But that's also what we call the HIPAA special enrollments, is something has happened to open the door, and you're going to open the door and yell out to everybody, hey, does anybody want to come in? If they don't come in, boom, the door closes, and they have to wait for an open enrollment period, right? So let's say, for example, you have a guy who comes in from a plan perspective, and he's eligible for insurance, but he waives off. Doesn't take insurance. In the middle of the year, right there, now we told him when he didn't have the insurance at the beginning, you have to wait for open enrollment. But in the middle of the year, he gets married. Now remember, this guy isn't covered, right? He waved off. Now he's gotten married. Boom! And there was usually a noise in the TV show. The door from the future would open and Al would step through. That's what a HIPAA special enrollment is. When he gets married, what happens? There's a noise. Usually it means his life is over. But the door opens and he has 30 days to enroll himself in your group health plan. That's a HIPAA special enrollment. And again, you might be calling it, getting married, which is what we would call it on the street. But the federal government has a name for everything, and that's called a HIPAA special enrollment. What's another one? Again, and we're not even talking about adding people who have lost insurance. We're talking about a guy who doesn't have insurance, and he's one of your employees. He gets married, they have a baby, or they adopt. You see what they're trying to get at is, here's a guy who doesn't have insurance. And what's the whole purpose of the Affordable Care Act and COBRA and all that? It's to keep people insured, basically, and cost shift back to the private sector. So you have a guy who's now gotten married. Has his life changed? I mean, I was kidding by saying it was over, but it kind of is. He gets married, and he didn't enroll in the group plan because he was 23 years old, and he didn't want to pay the $250. But now, he was going to wait until the next open enrollment, but now in the middle of the year, he's gotten married. And why did he get married?